Hello. I'm gonna wait a little bit. Maybe I should go up. Hold on. I think I like this way better. If my phone can sit. I think that worked. I'll wait. I guess I have to do it that way. Hello. I guess that'll work. I don't know. Okay, so we got some people on. Hello. So there was a training done in August called Discover Your Aha Moment. It was a consultant-led training that was done by annual mentor award earners, and in order to get that type of award, you have to personally sponsor 14 team members and get them to certify within a fiscal year for Scentsy, which is from May 1st to April 30th. So, and they had probably like 20 or more consultants that earned this award to do training, and all the training topics they did were focused on sponsoring. But as I watched all these videos, a lot of them are very helpful in your business, period. And I like that a lot of them it's supposed to help you be more intentional in your training, more, you know, proactive and being whatever those words are I'm thinking of, but they're really helpful in your business all in all. So if you're not wanting to sponsor right now, or you're not ready yet, or maybe you're not planning on, a lot of these tips are very useful just overall in general in your business. So I'm just gonna kind of go through some of these and teach you guys and coach you guys on these as well. So, and I know I haven't actually finished all of them, and if I waited till I finished them, you probably would never have this training video. So I went ahead and said, screw it, I'm just going to do it now and be done with it, so you guys can learn, and I'll just add those videos onto the next one. Alright, before I go any further, I wanted to kind of do a little bit of my advice to you guys to have a better understanding of why sponsoring is very beneficial in your business. One, that it's not about me. If you think the reason why I'm trying to help coach you guys and understand this and it's because of my benefit, it's really not. When you guys promote up, I actually lose commission points. I do not get any incentive trip points for this. There's nothing out of this that I get except seeing you guys reach a new milestone, seeing you guys promote, and like that's what I get the enjoyment out of, is seeing that happen. Because I know a lot of you guys want to have new team members and want to build a team, and you're maybe struggling or whatever the case may be. So that's what I get out of it. And for you, you should want to sponsor because it benefits you. And if you're someone who wants this to be more than just a hobby and wants to make money with this, you know, you're only ever going to make more, or no, you're only ever going to make the same amount of money whatever you sell. You're never going to make more than that at all. I touched base on this in the last team meeting, but it is 100% fact. If you always sell 500 a month, you will always make 125. I think that's right. I think it's 125. Maybe I should have done my numbers before doing this, but I think it's 125. You're only ever going to make that, ever. You're never going to make more than that. Yeah, it is. Ever. If you have a team, you can very easily make 150, 200, 300, 400, 500. But you're still only putting in your 500, but your team is working their business just like you are, and you're still making money off of that. It's what we call a residual income. So, give you an example of the difference. So, In March, we hit director numbers. So if you're not familiar with how to hit director numbers, you have to have 500 in personal PRV, you have to have 3 active front lines, and you have to have 10,000 GWV, which is a group wholesale volume, which is equivalent to 13,333 in PRV. So that's what it's equivalent of. So in March, we reached that. And with my team bonuses off of certified and essential and lead, and also title bonus, I got $900 in addition to what I sold. So if I had to sell to make up that difference, if I never had a team, I would have had to sold around $9,000 in PRV that month to make the same amount that I made in commission. I sold a little over $5,000. To give you a little bit of an idea of what it's equivalent to, why it's important for you to want to build a team, because it helps you. And then, like for me, if you guys remember, I want every single person in my area to know what Scentsy is. I want them to either be buying it from you guys or selling it with us. That's what I want. That's my goal, to conquer the world. That's my goal. So, you know, so if you are wanting to build a team, it is not about me. It is always going to be, it's benefiting you in the long run. It's not benefiting me. I get nothing out of it but seeing you guys promote. Let's see. Also, there are more customers out there than they are consultants. So if you have that, I don't want to sponsor because I don't want to lose customers, you're not going to lose customers. Trust me, you're not going to lose customers out of it. And if you do lose customers because you sponsor them, it's because you weren't continuing to keep looking for customers. You stopped. If you want your business to succeed, you need to have Scentsy succeeding. So you need to have new customers, you need to have new team members, and they can find new customers, and they can introduce Scentsy to more people, and it just keeps snowballing. A perfect example of a company that did well on parties but was not sponsoring new team members was Velada. Velada was a part of Scentsy, and it went under effective August 31st because nobody was sponsoring within the company. They were always just selling, and it wasn't benefiting them because they were always selling to the same people where they weren't sponsoring, and those new people were introducing to new people. And a lot of times I find when you are building a team, it helps build confidence within you. It ignites so much more excitement. You remember why you joined. You remember how exciting it was to get your enrollment kit, and you get all excited again when you have them join under you. You experience everything they're experiencing again, which I love. It's awesome. And my biggest tip is to not be small-minded. To remember that it's not about you. It's always going to be about them. It's always going to be about your new customers. It's always going to be about your new team members. It's just a fact. It's never going to be about you. That sucks, I know, but it's never ever going to be about you. So those are my little tips to you guys. Angie Chips, our Superstar Director, wanted me to add something as well. And if you want to build a team, you need to build wide, then build deep. So build wide, then deep. And the reason why is if you just have one front line, and then they sponsor team members and they start getting multiples. So what's happening is you're building deep and then they're building wide. So what happens is that I'm going to have, like, I'll use an example of my old sponsor. She had, when I signed up, she had 2. And then I was the second one, and then she eventually had 3. So she had 3 front lines active, and what was happening is I started building a team. So I was getting 2 team members, 3 team members, 4 or 5, and I started building wide, and what was happening is that we were promoting up at the same time. We were starting to get the same titles. I started getting to the same level with her, and she was no longer making money off of me and anybody on my team because I was promoting up with her, and if she wasn't promoting up with me, I could have actually promoted over her, and she would no longer have been my sponsor. At least I think that's how that works, but I do know that I can promote over her. And then she could bump down, and I would go up. So unfortunately, she had enough of 2 other team members to have her promote alongside with me. So when I hit star, she hit star. When I hit superstar, she hit superstar. We almost hit director at one point, and if that would have happened, she actually would not have hit director, because once I hit director, I separate out and she loses that one front line. So I think that's my understanding. It gets really hectic, but that's why you want to build wide, then build deep. Build wide, then deep. Okay. Let's see here. We're going to one of the videos that I did. I'm going to skim through and find some of the best ones that I think are going to really be great. This one is about utilizing words to your advantage, especially on social media. Because everybody's on social media, right? Well, except for Lauren's sister. Sorry, she's not. But most everybody else is. And so I know a lot of you guys see a post that's Scentsy related, and some of you guys will copy the same post and you will post it on yours. And what happens is that a ton of consultants are going to post the same exact post. And it does happen. I have many consultants on my page, and if one posts and it's good and it's a really popular post, all of a sudden I'll see every consultant use the same post as well. She's just... It's rare. It's a rare finding to have somebody that doesn't want to be on social media. It's nothing wrong. It's just rare. We have to appreciate that. So in the post, I've seen multiple posts over and over. And what happens, one, is that Facebook will start thinking it's spam. And two, say if there's a customer that knows multiple consultants, which there are more than likely. I have a few that know me, but they know other people as well, and most of the people they know are on my team as well. And if I post something and then everybody else starts posting the same thing, what ends up happening is that they're going to read that one post and they're going to skip right over all y'all's because they're all the same. They're not going to read yours, and we don't want that. So, you know, make your post different. You can still take the same post but change it, change the words, maybe use a different image and mix it up and make it look different. So it'll get them to stop and actually read your post rather than, oh, I've already read that one. No, they're copying and pasting. They're using the same post over and over again. Positive posting. This is very, 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 very important. I know personally when I have somebody that's on my friends list that's constantly complaining, being very negative, making posts that I know is a lie, political stuff, you know, if it's constant, that's all I'm seeing, I'm going to start hiding their posts. I'm going to unfollow them because I don't want to see them anymore. Scentsy has definitely made me more of aware of when people are more negative and have more of an influence on me like that, and I don't want to see it. I don't want to see negativity, and if I don't want to see it, your customers are not going to want to see it. You want to be positive. They're not going to want to follow you if you're being negative. And I know, Facebook is a way for an outlet for you to be able to do stuff, but it's not there for you to put your dirty laundry out there. It's not there for you to be negative because it's downer. We don't want to be downers. We want people to think, dang, Scentsy has totally changed you. It's made you more positive. It's made you, your view of things are totally different. I want that. I want that a part of my life. And it makes them want to follow you for that reason. When you're negative and you're doing posts that are very controversial, they're going to start unfollowing you. They can start deleting you. And I had one lady, a great example. She constantly posts. It was like one moment it was some guy that she was with. They're lovey-dovey. The next moment they're arguing and he's a loser. Next moment they're lovey-dovey. Next moment he's a cheater. Next moment they're lovey-dovey. And it's like non-stop all day long. So I unfollowed her. I got tired of seeing it. I'm like, I don't know if she's ever going to learn, but I'm definitely learning to unfollow. So I unfollowed her, and then, I don't know, now, a year, 2 years later, I was like, do I still have her on my friends list? So I went and looked. She's on there, still posting the same thing. 2 years later, still posting the same exact stuff. So that's a perfect example of why people will unfollow you, because they don't want to see the negativity. They want to see positive. They want to, definitely don't make, I don't post a lot of negative stuff. I may post if I'm irritated about something and I know I can get feedback from people. I post things that are very thought-inducive. I think that's a word. I post, where I know I'm going to get people to say, oh yeah, I'm like that too. Oh yeah, I post that stuff. I am very intentional with my postings, and I do it for a reason. I don't post things that are personal, that are too personal. I don't post things that are things going on in my family that is not my place to put it on Facebook, so I don't. I get out of it. I don't get that involved when it comes to that, because I don't mind if people know my business, but there's certain things that they don't need to know. And I'm very boring anyway, so there's not like much there's really going on. Woo, party up in our house. Let's see. Be intentional with your postings. So if you're trying to share a photo of you doing laundry with the washer whiffs, if you're posting at 10 o'clock in the morning and every single person on your Facebook is all working at that time, nobody's going to see it. You want to post during the times you know people are going to see your post. So if you're posting that the $49 joining special, post during the evening when people are going to see it, not at 1 o'clock in the morning when most people are sleeping. You need to have a strong why. I talked about this in the last meeting, having a why, what you're doing this for, and it has to be so about that when it comes to my personal. And you know that, and Alex, that is something like you can start maybe changing things and maybe wording things differently, or when you're having a rough time and people, you know, it's okay to post when people are pissing you off, because I'm pretty sure everybody's gonna be like, I know, they're all pissing me off, but I think that, you know, maybe change or maybe if something's happening and you're just really irritated, maybe take it to somebody that can be neutral or somebody that understands what you're going through. And, you know, just be, I mean, I don't know, I guess I've just gotten into a habit. Now, if I've gone back to my post that I did like 5-6 years ago on this day I see, oh my god, I posted every single thing I did all day long. What the heck? What was I doing? I'm sitting there, I will go back and read these and I'm like, why am I doing play-by-plays on Facebook? So, I don't know, I think maybe you could just kind of change some of the things you may say, or maybe not post as much about that, or change it. I mean, I'm telling you, like, if you start posting differently, you will start feeling differently. You will see things differently, and I don't know, I used to be like that. I totally understand. Be confident with what you're doing. Fake it till you make it. If you don't feel confident, pretend you are, because you eventually will. You will. I mean, I don't always know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing right now. I really want to turn my phone the other way, and now I can't because I've started this the wrong way, and I'm stuck having to do it like this. But I'm going to go with it and be like, yes, I meant to do that, until I told you that I did it wrong. So there it is. Let's see. How to respond to someone that has said to you, I would love to join, but I just don't have the time for it. For one, no. Because, I mean, and I remember listening to this from Orville saying that they, you know, they're the perfect people, because they know how to, you know, be organized. They know how to, you know, to structure their day to make things fit, because they already are busy. And really it's an excuse. That's all it is. And, you know, you have to explain to them that you make Scentsy work for you and your schedule. So if it's 15 minutes a day, do 15 minutes a day. Do your follow-ups within 15 minutes. Do your orders in 15 minutes. Do 1 or 2 postings, follow up, check in with people. It really doesn't take that long. And now for me, because I do more things and I do more stuff probably I shouldn't have to do, or shouldn't need to do, or that I just want to do, like the website, I don't have to do that, but that's what I want to do. So I make it work. Let's see. Sometimes when, especially women are joining, they're really joining to, it's something for them. It's a confidence boost, someone to believe in. They might not fully believe in themselves, and I have to absolutely 100% agree. A lot of times when people join, they're joining and they're not very confident. They have a lot of doubts. They don't think they're going to be able to do it. They don't think that they could, you know, anything like that. They're not confident in it, and your job as a sponsor is to let them know that you're going to help them, you're going to coach them, and you're going to let them know that you see more potential in them, and you're going to be their confidence booster. You're going to help push them, you're going to help them see how much potential they really have. And I guess that's kind of how I was in the beginning. I was very, I remember asking LJ many times, do you think I'll be good at this? Do you think I'll be able to do it? I don't know if I'll be able to do it. And he's like, just do it. He's like, what are you so afraid of? And you're the only one that's going to hold yourself back. Just do it. So he was very blunt about it. Like, just do it. Just sign up. I don't want to hear. So a lot of times that's what they want, is they want that reassurance, that that the confidence and stuff, and that's what you're there for, is to help push them, and let them see that they're capable of doing so much more. Next, basket parties. Basket parties are your little workers. If you don't know what a basket party is, it's typically a tote or a pouch or catalogs or whatever the case may be, and they take the basket party with them, and they collect the orders. They are your mini consultants for 1 to 2 weeks. So they're experiencing everything that you normally would have to do at a home party. They're doing it for you. I love basket party. At the beginning that I started doing Scentsy, I could push basket parties like no other. People will always be like, oh, I don't want to do home parties, I don't want to clean, have a basket party instead. Oh, well, we're too far, we're in, BFE, great, have a basket party instead. Well, I have all this stuff going, great, have a basket party then. Well, I don't really want to buy food, great, have a basket party then. I could dish them out really quick, and I would get them back, I would have all my orders, and I didn't do anything except deliver the orders. I was done. I love basket parties. But it kind of gives them the experience of being a consultant, because at the end, when you collect your orders, you can say, hey, did you like doing what you did? Did you have fun? Well, that this could be your party, and you can enroll now, and you got your first party in. And then they're gonna be like, what? And then there you go, you got your first or second or third or whatever team member. I touched base on this before, is do not feel that you can't recruit your best customer, because you can. And the reason why is that more than likely your best customer is really not putting a lot of effort into getting orders. They're probably just using their coworkers or maybe their close friends. They're not checking in with people. They're not really doing much. They're probably just whoever they see in that time frame, that's who they're asking. They're not really putting effort into it. So when you ask them to sign up and they join you, then they're probably going to put a lot more effort into it, and you're going to be amazed by just how many people they're going to find, or they're going to start talking to, or get introduced to, because they actually put effort into it. Let's see. So it is a natural cycle to lose customers when you gain team members. It's very normal. It's okay. I lose customers all the time, and I gain new team members. It will benefit you in the long run, because if you think about it, the PRV you're going to get for that month for that basket party is only for that month. But if you were to have them join your team, the percentage commission you'll get from them, you're going to get every month. You're not just going to get it once a month. You're going to get it every single month. So it adds up. Let's see. Tips on using Facebook Messenger to sponsor. Biggest thing out of this one was you need to listen to their needs when you're seeing them post. When you see them post, how they need more time to do this, or they need more money for this, like, you need to see what they want and make that as your conversation to them. So let me see, I know I had an example of one of them. Kind of like, okay, say maybe they need money for daycare. Hey, I think Scentsy will be great for you because you need more money for daycare, and since you can help fulfill that. Hey, I saw that you're in need of more money for daycare, and anything like that. You want to be engaged in the conversation. You want to confirm like what they're saying. So you need to listen what they're saying. So if they're saying, oh, I don't have time, oh yeah, I totally understand you don't have time, my life is very busy too, and this is what I do for this. build relationships. You know, spend time every week. Maybe the 15 minutes a day could be going through Facebook and liking photos and commenting on photos, because you're building that relationship, because they're going to remember that you took the time to comment on their posts and to like their posts and stuff. You're interacting with them. Add yourself to groups that are of interest and of your interests and your hobbies, and build relationships that way. They're going to start adding you on Facebook, and you'll be able to continue that relationship and that friendship. This one was probably the best one I liked out of it. In Messenger, I know a lot of us probably message people through Facebook Messenger, and maybe we're asking them to host a party, or asking them if they were interested in joining or ordering, and for a lot of us who are introverts like me, it probably takes a lot to even do that, and it's really hurtful when we don't get a response. I get more angry when I get a response, but I don't get a response. I hate being ignored. It drives me nuts. I'm like, just tell me no. I get so frustrated because I'm like, why can't you just respond? I know you saw it. It says you've seen it. So at least tell me no so I can move on. Like, don't ignore me. So it drives me nuts. But she suggested, like, you know, after, say, you sent the message to somebody and they seen it, and after a week they don't respond back, to go back to their message and delete your message so you don't see it anymore. Just so you're not like, that little hussy did not respond back to me, so now you can just delete it and you can be like, whatever, she's a loser. No kidding. But, you know, it's just something like, you're not going to see like all these messages of all these people that totally ignored you. I hate being ignored. You have no idea. As you build your business and start doing events, you're probably going to start networking with a lot of other direct sellers, and because you understand how it feels to be ignored, don't ignore them either. So I actually had a lady message me. She's kind of been this on and off again. She keeps deleting me, adding me, deleting me, adding me. I don't know what's going on, but she added me back. So of course I accept it. I immediately get added to her group. I immediately get a message that she asked me to do a party. I'm like, really? I mean, I'm like, no. So I just messaged her and said, you know, congratulations. I hope everything goes well with you, but I already have a consultant in this company, and I really can't use some of the stuff they offer anyway, but good luck. And I left it at that. And that way, at least she got a response. She's not getting ignored, and I'm able, you know, whatever. Let's see. Less is best. And she mentioned using the microphone on the messenger, so you're sending them a voice message, they're more likely to listen to it and respond rather than an actual message. So, and she says that she uses this most often, especially when she's sponsoring, and she has the best results from it. I have not ventured into that yet. I haven't done that one yet. That's a little bit out of my comfort zone right now. I'm not there yet. That's good, right, Lauren? That you can smell it outside. I get told that all the time, that whenever my warmers and I just put a scent in and is really strong, I get everybody who comes over, they're like, I can smell it outside. And I'm like, okay, well, that's good. That's what I want. Okay. The next one was be your own biggest fan. I think this one was very short. So this one I have told you guys many times. I think I have. If I haven't, I'm telling you now. Celebrate all your small victories. Share it on Facebook. Share it. When you get like little postcards that I send out, which I know some of you guys get them, share it. Put it on Facebook. Let people see this stuff. Because I'm going to tell you, so many people want recognition. They want to be recognized for what they're doing. And that's what I love so much about Scentsy, is that I can do that, because that's what I want out of it. I want to be recognized. And that's why I get a chance to walk across stage. That's what I want. And people want that. They, you know, when you get your enrollment kit, when you get the Warmer of the Month kit, anything that you get in the mail, post it. Put it on Facebook. Let people just see that, because they're going to be like, oh, well, I want to get a postcard. I want to get stuff like that. You know, I work at a job and I get no recognition. If I show up on time for the first time in weeks, all they say is it's about time, you know, and I would know that because I'm usually late all the time when I worked. I was never on time. And even when I was, I never got recognized for it. What the hell? I should be recognized for that. you know, this day and age, the millennials, they want recognition. They want that. And I guess I'm a millennial because that's what I like the most. I don't think I am, though. I don't know. I guess I'll have to look up the year for that. But, you know, because they're going to think that, like, my job doesn't do that. They're going to want the recognition. So when any of the small stuff, even like the one lady that I know is a consultant, she posted how she, you know, went through the drive-thru and used her Scentsy card, and the guy, you know, the guy was like, oh my god, I love Scentsy, I need Scentsy, and gave it, you know, that was something small, but she posted it anyway, because it's something, like, they want to cheer you on, customers want to follow you, and they want to see how you're doing, and that's kind of your way. If you never post Scentsy, they're going to think you never do Scentsy. They don't even probably think that you don't even do it. Let's see, just when you can get to it, can you cover sending out catalogs and samples? I'm always worried about them melting. Okay, so I typically don't send out samples during the summertime. I wait till the winter time and when it starts getting into like the 50s and 60s. Other than that, you could do felt samples in its place, or tell them to order and you'll give them samples when you deliver the order. You know, that's the best way to do it, because then you get your order. Or you can tell, you know, hey, can I meet you? And you know, that way you can smell the scents, that I really don't want to mail out samples because I'm afraid that they're going to melt, and I don't want you to get a melted wax sample. Catalogs, I put them in a 6x9 wide envelope, and then I just put them in that and then mail them out like this. It costs me a lot. I think it does. It costs like $3 to mail them out, because I weigh them and then I just mail them out that way, but that's usually what I use. I just mail them out that way. I send a lot of them out. There was a lot of money to spend on stamps from the past month. When I think I probably mailed out over 100 catalogs, so it was a lot. But that's how I would mail them. And samples, I usually don't mail samples out until it gets like November to December, and then I'll do it all the way out until maybe April-ish, and then after that I don't bother mailing out the samples. You can do rub and sniffs, that might work. Let's see, people are watching. So I think I posted this before. I had a lady that wanted to order some bars. I eventually ended up getting her to do a party instead, but she wanted to order bars, and so I told her, you know, like, oh, well, I can, you know, deliver it to you on this day because this is my delivery day. I said, oh, you know, in case you don't know, I don't work at Geico anymore. I do this full time. And she goes, oh, I know, congratulations. I follow all of your posts. I love seeing what you're doing with Scentsy and where you've gone with Scentsy. I'm so proud of you. I just love watching, you know, you work your business. And this is someone that never comments, never likes, and nothing whatsoever, but she watches. So it's a great example of someone that watches everything you do, and yeah, you never know. And she's going to do a party with me, and because I told her I did new labels and I was really excited for them, and I really wanted somebody to have a party too so they can see the labels, and so she said she'll do them for that. Whatever works. And be proud of what you're doing. Be proud of that you're selling Scentsy, and be confident in what you're doing. You know, don't wait for me. Don't wait for your sponsor to give you a shout out. So if you did something that you're proud of, go in the group and shout it out. Like, I booked my first event, because sometimes I may not know you have an event. Sometimes I may not know that it was your first home party you did. If you don't tell me that what's going on, I may not know that. So don't wait for me to give you a shout out. Hey, you know, own it. Own it. Let's see. She went off topic after that into some Q&As. Okay, so this is a great example. You may get somebody that says, I really want to, you know, to join your team, but I don't want to let you down if I'm not successful. So this is a great response you can have, because again, this goes back to where they need confidence. They need somebody to believe in them, because they're most likely are not going to believe in themselves. And the response is that, you know, I will not let you not succeed. And if you let me help you, train you and coach you, and you're willing to put in the effort and the work, then you will be successful. Set up goals up front. What do they want out of the business? What, are they wanting to pay a bill? Are they wanting to get something in particular? Set the goals up front and set your goals with them. If you have somebody that's interested in joining but they're not sure how they're going to do, have them do a party. Say, hey, let's do a home party, let's do a basket party, and at the end of it, if they're happy with it, how it went, got parties booked, you can get them signed up. I've done this for a few of you guys, where you're not really sure how you were going to do. We did a party instead, and we ended up signing you up afterwards. Especially if it was a home party. I think it was Angie Mae's, where I told her, like, she's thinking about signing up. Who here wants to do a party with her? And everybody booked parties with her that night. I'm like, there you go. I'm not coming back down here to do these parties, so they're yours. You need to sign up. And she did. This one was really short. It's called They're Your Own Pace. Accept everybody that wants to join. Even if you may feel like this person's not going to go far, and as you start building a team, you're going to learn the different personalities. You're going to learn which ones are going to do well, which ones are not going to do well. Everybody is going to want Scentsy for different reasons. Everybody's going to want to work it for the different things. Their why is going to be different. They may be attracted to what you're doing with Scentsy. They may be attracted to why they're doing what they're doing, or why your why, but your why is not going to be their why. You also have to know that people may start in Scentsy as a hobbyist, but then can change it to a career, and people that start Scentsy as a career may decide to make it a hobby. So it always changes, and let them work their business the way they want to work their business. You can't force them. I hope I don't ever force you guys or make you feel like I'm forcing you guys. I just want to help. Let's see. This one here, Anna Hughes is a director, and she did this one, and her video title was nothing to do with what she talked about. So her title was Fostering Leadership and Sharing Hope, but it didn't have any of that. So, but she gave me some really great examples. So when she first started to join, like many of us here probably she didn't want to recruit. She did not want anybody to join her. Somebody decided to join, and after that it pretty much just changed. She started asking everybody, and within 1 year she personally sponsored 41 team members. She just asked every single person. There was a lady on her team that worked 3 jobs. 2 of them were full-time jobs. She was afraid to ask her to join, and so she ended up joining anyway, and she still puts in at least 2,000 PRV a month. This is the perfect example. She thought she'd be way too busy to join, but she thought wrong. Everybody has their own reasons to be part of Scentsy and to do what they want. So offer the opportunity to everybody, because if you're not going to offer it to someone, then someone else is going to offer it for you. And to keep it simple, don't overshare, and share what you're able to do and what they want to do. So this is a great example of sharing your successes and sharing what you are able to do with the help of Scentsy. Of course, you have to do an income disclosure now, because you can't, because everybody's different and blah blah blah. But you could be, you can work around that. Okay, so the next one, we're almost through, I promise. Karma Woods. She did this one. Karma is a part of our group, if you don't know that. If you were to go under the Dream Team and Beyond, she's in there as well. But she did this video. Whenever they express their concerns about joining, you want to explain that you understand them and have a way to respond back to them. And again, don't make it about you. Make it about them. Have them make a list of 100. Keep in mind that if they don't get to 100, don't pressure them to make to 100. Simply have them list what they can, because the people they have on their list will get new customers from them, and then that will fill that gap. So if they're only able to think of 50, and say if she were to do a party for all 50 of them, she would get at least 1 new customer for each one of those. So she will have 100 there. I'm pretty sure she'll get a whole lot more than 1 if she did 50 parties. Great customer service. This is so big. If you want to retain customers, have loyal customers, get new customers, customer service is everything. It is the heart of your business. Everything that you do has to have the perfect customer service ever. Because a lot of my new customers come from referrals. They come from the ones that I currently have. I get tagged and grouped because of how I am, because they love me and they want to share Angela to everybody else. Okay, so we mentioned events the other day, and she talked about that. She does advertising on flyers. Actually, I had somebody want me to do a sponsor and do advertising, I guess, on something. So I'm going to try that out. This is my first time doing that one, so I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm going to do that one. And how I got into that one was, apparently her sister buys for me, and she tagged me onto a yard sale site, and her sister bought for me. Then I went to go deliver, and we started talking, and she approached me about the fundraiser, and then she emailed me later and said, hey, would you want to do a sponsor, and here's are the different levels. And I said, sure, I'll do one. So I'm going to sponsor them and help them, and in return, hopefully I'll get something out of it. Let's see, networking. I think I talked about these at the other group, so we'll go to the next one. When someone starts explaining that they're too busy to do things, then that's when you go into how busy you are. Talk about, oh, this is Debbie. Debbie Palmer is a star director, and she went into explaining how busy she is. And if you were to hear her video, you would be exhausted just listening to her. She has a lot going on, but she makes it work. She carries samples within her purse. She has a mobile office to go, and it carries the testers, catalogs, order forms, light bulbs. She does not have a schedule. She works on the go. She works from wherever she's at. It's about time management. She has designated spots for delivery, so wherever she's going to be at for that week, she will tell people, like, I'm going to be here, here, and here between these times, and that's where they go to meet her. When you have events or parties, bring your family and share it, because that's one thing that a lot of people are very attracted to, is being able to be a part of Scentsy and still incorporate their family in it as well. I always bring Destiny with me for a lot of my events, and we do a lot of, we share photos of that, and because I don't have kids. I mean, I guess I could bring my animals, but I don't think that's allowed. And I might leave them there, so that's probably not good either. Using social media for recruiting. Let's see what she has here. Don't ever be afraid that whatever you're posting, that people are going to be annoyed and they're going to block you. And if they do, whatever. The way I look at it as, if they're going to delete me, block me, or whatever, it's not going to stop me. I'm still going to do what I'm going to do. And there's still people out there that love watching what you post. And you know what? They may not understand what you're doing it for, and that's fine. Whatever. I don't care. I know it used to kind of bother me, but now I'm like, whatever. Losers. So that's usually what I'm doing. Areas to focus on when you share in social media. So you want to share that you're having fun, that you have the freedom that you have for family and friendships. So when you're having fun, share when you're making your samples, and when you're hosting parties or at events, and the freedom, the financial freedom or the freedom of time for family, when you're out doing things and you're including your family and Scentsy in it. The friendship, the bonds that you create among Scentsy. So that's including customers and consultants. When you have basket parties, friend request them. I've done this. As long as I get their information, I will friend request them and then send them a message thanking them for ordering, thanking them, let them know who I am, thanking them for ordering, and that way you have that connection, and then that way they can start following you and you can start following them, and then again, that's you're creating that relationship. Keep your Facebook positive, but keep it real. That's where we go back to being positive, but you want to be positive in real, this is another one, be positive in real life as well. Who you are on Facebook should be the same person to who you are in real life. If they see you you know, spitting out rainbows and unicorns all over Facebook, but they see you in real life and, you know, you're ready to murder somebody, and they're going to be like, okay, you're totally different, and that comes off very fake, and they're not going to want to order from you. Because trust me, I know this for a fact, that if I've seen someone from Facebook and I see them in real life and they act totally different, I'm going to be like, I don't know who this person is, but that's not who this person is, and I have no interest of dealing with you because I don't know who you are. Let's see. Somebody, okay, so when you have somebody that says, I just don't have the $100, a lot of times people are joining Scentsy because they are broke. And sometimes they just need to think of how they can come up with $100 or $115-ish to make it happen. Or in this case, this month is $50. And kind of spin it around, make them think about it. Say, okay, well, if you needed $115 for food for like the week, what are you going to do to make that happen? Because if that, you have to live off of the $115, what are you going to do? You're going to sell something? You're going to ask family and friends? Let's see. You may skip your Starbucks, which that's absurd. Who wants to do that? You maybe skip out on eating for a few times to save up the money. Maybe, you know, there's things that you do or that they do that you can suggest. Maybe hold off doing this, hold off doing that. You know, how would you come up with $115 if it was a life and death thing that you needed the $115 for? Make them think, and then they're gonna be like, oh yeah, I do have the $115. Okay, saturation. Saturation is a word used out of fear. A lot of times when you start thinking about joining, you're going to start seeing a lot more consultants around that you didn't know existed. It's kind of the same concept of like when we bought the Jeep. I don't ever pay attention to cars around me. I'm very oblivious to my surroundings. I mean, if I hit somebody, I probably wouldn't know it. I'm very like in La La Land when I drive, which is not a very good thing. But when I never paid attention to Jeeps and Grand Cherokees, that was, you know, whatever. But once we bought one, I see them everywhere now. Everywhere I go, I'm always seeing Grand Cherokees now. And it used to be the same when I had the Caliber. When I used to have the Tiburon, I always saw them because that's your attention's on it. So that doesn't really mean that they have the same vehicle as you. Just because you have a Jeep Grand Cherokee doesn't mean that every Grand Cherokee you see is the exact same one. Same concept as every consultant you see doesn't mean they work the business exactly the same. Let's see. No. Create a list of hundreds. You already said. Let's see. Nope, I've already talked about that. And not every consultant works the same way. I tell you guys this all the time. Every consultant is different. Every consultant works differently. And I can 100% guarantee you that, you know, not everybody's going to have the same people. Not everybody's going to have the same family members and the same friends. And there's so many people out there that there's not enough consultants to cover all those people. And there's so many people out there that don't know what Scentsy is. So if you're running into a situation where you are running into where people already have Scentsy or they already have a rep and you've asked them and that's what you're getting, start thinking elsewhere. Start thinking of different areas to go to. Start, you know, thinking outside of the box. And you know, there's so many people out there. Start doing an event. Start doing different ways to get you out there and out of your comfort zone and out of the shell and find new people. You'll be surprised that there's so many. We do events often, and I can tell you we hear it all the time. All the time. LJ was at one of the racing events last weekend, and he's talking to somebody he's known for years about Scentsy, and the lady was like, you know, I have a hard time finding consultants. I just, you know, whenever I need light bulbs, I'm out. I can't find anybody. I don't know who sells it, or whatever. I mean, you'd be so surprised. It's so often we come across this at events of people, consultants don't call back. Consultants no longer sell. They moved, or the customer moves. Like, don't, you know, just because you know people are, you know, sell it doesn't mean that they actually sell it. Okay. So Becky Sadler is a superstar director, and she talked about how to approach somebody about joining as a direct approach or an indirect approach. So the first thing she had talked about was thinking about why did you join? And a lot of times it was somebody that said that they expressed interest or they expressed that you would be good in it. Like Tiffany, my aunt, she was the one that said you need to do it, you would be really good at it. LJ was the one that's saying, you need to stop being a sissy and you'll be fine. So, but, so there's usually somebody that's going to express the confidence in them to help them, to make the decision to join. And, let's see, so the direct approach is when you see someone that you think will be great at it, you need to tell them that, like, hey, I think you'll be great at Scentsy because, so an example of it is, Brenda, you, as a server, you've been the best server ever. I think you'll be great at Scentsy because you got this warm, friendly personality and you make friends so easily. I just think you'll be a great fit and do wonderful with Scentsy. Don't worry about being in this alone. I will be here to help you along the way. So that's one of a direct approach. Everybody has something that will be good in Scentsy. So running a business, organized, connected with community, active with the children. Everybody has something. And what I love about her two approaches is that it helps you see goodness in other people rather than seeing, maybe you might look at someone and compare them to you. You're no longer going to do that. You're going to look at them and say, I think they would be great at selling Scentsy because. Indirect approach. So the indirect approach is asking someone that if they know someone that would be good at selling Scentsy. So, like, who do you know that likes to travel? Who do you know that is looking for extra money? Of course, that person's going to say, hey, I'm going to have my friend contact you for blah, blah, blah. So if someone you asked to join your team and they say no, you can ask them who do they know. And Becky had a lady that didn't want to join. I think they were overseas at this time. I think it was somebody overseas. And they didn't want to join. But she gave her 35 referrals of other people she knew that would be good at this. And she and her friends, let them know, like, hey, my friend Becky's going to be contacting you about Scentsy. And so that was 35 new people that she was introduced to, all because one lady said no, she didn't want to join, but gave her these referrals anyway. So just because they say no to you doesn't mean that they don't know somebody else that would say yes. So keep that in mind. Okay. 3 more left. The key to being successful in Scentsy is to stop comparing yourself to others. Comparison robs your joy. Everybody starts Scentsy as the same exact title of essential, and we all work differently. We all have different schedules. We all have different connections. We all have different wants within Scentsy. We live in different areas. We have different whys, so you cannot compare one to the other. They're going to be completely different. You can't compare me to you because everybody wants things differently. I want to conquer the world, so there it is. You have to incorporate Scentsy within your life. Don't just go about your life and then do Scentsy. Incorporate Scentsy within everything you do. Show that you're living your life and you're working your Scentsy business at the same time. If you're persistent and keep moving in your business, you're going to see that action happen. You have to keep moving. If you are afraid to do something, so if you're afraid to ask a coworker to host a party, then you need to do it. That's the very reason why you're scared. It's out of your comfort zone. Just do it. If it doesn't challenge you, it's not going to ever change you. So do something tomorrow that you may not want to do today. So maybe when you go to the store and you want to give somebody a sample and you're afraid to do it tomorrow. Go to somebody and give them a sample. Get their information. Say, I'm going to follow up with you later. See if you like your sample. Done. Do it. Let's see. Okay, surround yourself with like-minded people. So, I have a lot of consultants on my page. Some of them I don't really know, they friend request me, and some of them I do know, but I do like surrounding myself with the consultants that I look up to and that I admire, because I don't see myself as being them, but I see things, traits in them that I want to learn, and I follow them for that reason. I want to, how are they approaching on Facebook, how are they, you know, connecting with people, and that's how I want to be around that, because I want to learn. Let's see. This lady, okay, she talked about sponsoring at events and international. So this is kind of good to expand for anybody that wants to do events and if you want to sponsor at events. So she had basics. What makes you a sponsoring rock star? Be very passionate about your why. Why are you investing time in your business? Why are you investing time in your team? It has to be meaningful to you, and you need goals. You absolutely need goals. If you don't have goals, you're never going to go anywhere. So if you don't have a goal this month, then you need to make a goal this month, and you need to put it in stone, put it on Facebook, put it on the team page. If you don't want to put it onto your Facebook profile, make a goal for what you want out of this month. If you're someone who wants to start sponsoring, if you focus all your time onto selling, 80% of your time selling and 20% on sponsoring, then you need to flip it. You need to focus 80% of your time on sponsoring and 20% on selling. That's how it needs to be at events as well. I struggle with this so much at events because I want the sale. I'm such a I prefer the sale than the sponsor, and I want to sponsor, but I still want the sale. So I struggle with this so much because it's like I really want to talk to these people about sponsoring, but I really want them to spend that $120 instead. So it's bad. So when you're at an event and you have somebody that says, do you have such and such product, and they love Scentsy and all their friends have Scentsy or their house is full of Scentsy, these are keywords for you to say something back to them. You know, when they say those things, don't let them buy the product. You know, hey, as you know, have them say like, oh, I heard you love Scentsy and I heard that all your friends love Scentsy. Have you thought about ever selling it? If it is the time to join, they're going to still buy the product from you. This is the concept of, yeah, joining, offering them the opportunity, then selling, or no, booking a party and then selling. So the worst that's going to happen if they were to leave your booth is that they're going to buy your product. They may say no to to sponsoring, to joining their team, and they may say no for hosting a party, but they're still going to buy the product. If they have never heard of Scentsy, this is a great opportunity for you to either have them join or have them do a party, because if they've never heard of Scentsy, more than likely a lot of their friends and family have not heard of it either. So you have a great opportunity to meet a lot of new people, or have them have a lot of new customers coming. Our international, what she would do is add flags of countries onto her table. And people would ask, like, why do you have countries of different, or flags of different countries? And she'll be able to tell them, oh, well, you know, Scentsy sells in these areas and all this stuff. And then, if you're trying, this is where I wouldn't be able to do it, but if you're trying to sponsor in different countries, be, you know, in your post, be intentional in your post, and post maybe in that language. My battery is getting 20%. But, you know, so if you're someone in Mexico, do your post in Spanish. And this is where I don't have, because I don't know Spanish. So, but, you know, so if you don't know different languages, focus on the countries that do speak English, so you're not having that language barrier. So that's another way. And I think that's about it. You know, share a lot on Facebook and make it interactive. Everybody you meet, add them on Facebook so you can stalk them. And make friends wherever you go. That's pretty much it that I have from this. I don't really have anything else with it. I hope that helped some on sponsoring, and also helped on overall. I hope it did. But I guess that's about it that I have for today. And then now I can start watching Discover Your Aha Moment Part 2. so I can do a follow-up on that one. But I hope you guys have a better understanding on how to maybe run your business a little differently on Facebook and on social media. Yeah, if you speak Spanish, those are the people to talk to. See, I don't speak Spanish, so LJ knows some Spanish, but I think he's not going to be able to say those things. They may not want to join if he says the words he knows to them. That's all I know. But I don't speak Spanish. But if you know Spanish and you want people like in Mexico to join, like that's how you are being intentional with your post and all that fun stuff. So I think that's it. I hope you guys are having a wonderful September, and if you guys have not reached your goal or not where you want to be at, don't be afraid to reach out to me and say, I need some ideas. What do I need to do to reach what I want to reach? I do have an event this weekend and next weekend, so if anybody that's local that wants to help out on the event to get some experience, you're more than welcome to. Just send me a message and I'll tell you where it's at. They're both wine and beer events, so if you want to drink, you can do that too. I always like going to these because the more drunker they get, the more money they spend. But yeah, I think that's about it. I don't really have anything else this month. As a team, I want to let you guys know that this month is the last month that I am in Director Qualified, which is DQ, and which means that if, okay, hold on, I'm trying to read, I can't do two other ones. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, this month I'm in Director Qualified, so if you're not familiar what this means, is that after 3 months, if you hit director numbers, you have 3 months, and then you go into Director Qualified. And when you get into DQ, you have 3 more months to hit the director numbers, and if you don't hit that, then your title gets demoted down to Superstar Consultant. It's very, very, it's kind of a slap in the face for me, and it's not because of you guys at all. It's just, it is what it is, and I just don't like that they do that, and it makes me very bitter. And Lauren experienced it today when she got an email when she signed up her sister and she didn't see me as the sponsor or as the director, and that's because of that, because I'm in Director Qualified. So this is the last month to hit it, and I know we will, because I can tell you where we're at right now. Right now, we're at like 43% of the 10,000 that we need, and we're on the 8th of the month. Like, no, we'll be fine. I know we'll be fine this month. I have 2 events. I still have 2 or 3 parties to do, so I know we'll be fine. Because there's still a lot that are not active yet. So I just letting you know, if you run into that, like, what does that mean? If you see Director Qualified, or when you start seeing me updating numbers and where we're at, have a better understanding what Director Qualified means. But it doesn't mean that I stop being your director. Even if my title were to come down to Superstar Consultant, it still doesn't mean I'm not your director anymore. I still am. I don't have the title to show it, but I'm still the director. So that's all I got for tonight. I hope you guys learned a little bit. A little bit of something. Lauren, I wish you are local. You should just fly out here for like 2 weeks or something. I could do a live video at the event, but I always feel weird doing it live at an event. When I have people around me, and it feels weird. I don't know. This is still out of my comfort zone, so baby steps. I'm not ready to do that. But alrighty. Well, I'm going, and I hope you guys have a wonderful night. Bye.